lock. 10. Yeah, so ended up waking up late. Good deal, right? Good job. Lost my comb. Had to go get my comb. Had to go buy a new comb. So that's that was my trip over here to Walgreens. I'm gonna go get some food, and then it's time to knuckle down and throw some stuff in boxes, get it all shipped, get everything going. Good stuff. Yeah, that totally doesn't look like the picture at all. That's what? 4 shrimp? The surfer thing that they showed was like tons of shrimp and like, oh, it's everything, right? And it's like, it's kind of pitiful. Here's something all my friends in Lakeland will be really jealous of. Bum, bum, bum. E85 motherfuckers. The internet is not a big truck. You can't just put things on it. It's a series of tubes. So I made this product display stand a little while ago. Just figured I'd just go ahead and go through it. These are our control arms that we have. This is actually a super arm. It doesn't have any bearings in it or anything like that. This is actually just a spare arm that we have sitting around. So I figured it would go well in the display piece. This is the orange anodizing that we have. It's the only one I have left of the orange. These right here are pretty cool. These are the billet CNC steel control arm extensions. These are designed specifically to be attached to a normal E36 control arm, and they extend it out to the same length as our tubular super arms. That's part of our budget kit. These right here are for our mini kit. These are for bearing holders for factory control arms, either E46 or E36. These are our adjustable lollipops. These allow you to adjust caster right at the control arm instead of having to do it at a camber plate. These are really trick pieces. They're Delrin inserts right here, which you can swap out for hex inserts if you have E46 control arms. These are our tie rod tubes that we use. These are real nice billet aluminum, very nice pieces. And then, like the video that I went over yesterday, this is our offset camber plate. And this right here is part of the yet to be released E90 kit, which will fit a lot of different applications. We're really excited. Those should be very much done by early next week. All right, so I got this mini kit packed up. Now this is actually a race kit, so we have the Ackerman set up predetermined for the full race section. These are the bearings for the control arms, and then also I've got a set of our steering stops. These are new steering stops that we're giving out to people. These are actually like halved, so we double them up for the race kits, so that basically you have some adjustment. You know, you can put on both, or you can take one and trim it down, or you can run a single if that's all that you need to limit the lock so that it doesn't hit. These are really nice because they have a cutout right there, so all these have to do is they just slide right over the rack. So instead of having to take your tie rod completely off in order to install the rack spacer and then check the clearance and make sure it's good, these will simply take the tie rod boot, slide it off of the tie rod, and then attach this. Basically just push this over the rack, it'll separate, go, and then it'll lock right onto there. And then that makes it real easy if you want to fine tune your setup, because then if you want to trim these down to make maximum use of the clearance that you have, these are very easy to remove and put back on. It takes a lot of hassle out of it. Anyway, I gotta put some foam in here, And this mini kit's ready to go. Yeah, when the clearances are really tight, that's one of the funny things you can do with this. Alright. Time to go try to dump all this stuff off FedEx. So FedEx Ground, their deadline is at 5 p.m. So pretty much every day I'm having to try to get as much packed up and ready to go as I can so I can rush over to FedEx and drop it off. All right, Palm City. Oh yeah, that totally didn't stay, did it? Does that make sense? All right, let's see. It's all got labels on it, just dropping off. Have a good day. Has it?
Yeah, he leaves at 4:30.
4:30. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Ah, crap. Didn't beat ground. Would have if there hadn't been an accident, basically. Nuts. There was a huge backup. Huge backup over there right off when you come into Palm City off of the turnpike. Ah, crap. So right next to FedEx, right after I dropped off all the parts, you know, Rad Habits was a shop that I've been meaning to come by and visit. This is TJ. Nice he runs this place. It's pretty cool. Like they got some pretty sweet Miatas that they're putting together, and we might be doing some business with them in the future, trying to get some parts out to you, the Miata guys.
Absolutely.
Possibly a set of control arms, or maybe even a set of knuckles or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'll take you around the shop and show you some of the cool stuff here.
This is my second oldest car. I've had this one for about 4 years, and it's had 5 different engine setups in it. And this is actually now gone back to the original 1.6 from 1989.
Oh wow!
But the last engine that was in it used a whole 9918 intake track modified to suit the old intake assembly using the Racing Beat intake. So when you try to reuse this to run it back into the 1.6 throttle body, it was just too short. And at the moment, I don't have anything in stock.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
I had Bob's old intercooler piping from his eBay kit that he used to run, and yeah, we kind of just wanted to make sure the engine ran so I could send a video to the new owner of the car that it runs good. And it's funny because the car runs absolutely beautifully despite the fact that there's not even clamps and this hose is literally just stuck into the wall.
That's hilarious.
The timing came out perfect. I mean, this was literally just to get a video off, but even the blow-off valve works, which is pretty funny.
That is.
In the cabin itself.
Oh yeah, okay, in the cabin. Oh, gotcha.
Everything's fine.
Oh wow.
Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong there.
Everything's fine.
So that's.
And then this is your car, right?
Yep. That is another 1989. That's a 6-month of production. This car was actually, if I remember, he was the second or third owner of the car. Purchased from a guy out of Tampa. I quote, completely sick of the Miata community, end quote. He did this thing front to back. The whole chassis has been seam welded.
Oh wow.
Every bit of glue on the car.
It is super clean, I will say that.
Boss Frog frame rails. A whole collection of aftermarket reinforcements were added to the car. The whole car was sandblasted and stripped down to bare metal, and then he went back and rust coated a collection of places, and then stripped the engine bay, and did all the body work and the paint work himself. And then I got the car and started modifying the cage, because the cage just wasn't suited for anything other than the factory seat setup.
Whose engine's this?
This is Bob Charleston's new motor. This is a 1996 1.8 liter block with the hydraulic lifter system. It's got a set of low compression pistons and reinforced rods. The crankshaft's been gone through and everything's been rebalanced. It's got a Boundary Engineering oil pump with a Gates water pump. Everything was powder coated by Blast Coatings out of West Palm Beach, and then we did all the paint work to the block itself. It's going to be running a Mishimoto oil spacer to feed the Borg-Warner turbo, and it's got fuel labs. I already got the fuel regulator in it. There's some reworking to do on how we're going to be plumbing stuff, and a Mishimoto catch can. And this actually isn't paint. This is a Shane. What is this coating called? Do you know what it's called? It's like a plastic alternative, right?
Yeah, Autoflex.
It's called Autoflex, that's what it is. This is all still needing to be cleaned, but this corner here kind of gives you an example of what the stuff really looks like cleaned up. It actually holds a really nice shine, but it's super durable, so it makes a good engine bay coating, because if you drop something, you're not super fancy to scratch it or
exactly.
beat it up.
That's one of the things that sucks about, especially you paint an engine bay, and then you go to put the engine in it, and then the entire time you're trying to put it in, you're like, no.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, it's kind of cool. Companies like Radium and Vibrant now have connectors for things like fueling oil feeds and such. Even the guys in like the Audi GT cars, there's a quick disconnect system now that when you disconnect it, there's a valve that seals at the end of the line.
Yeah, so it's a dry brake.
Exactly.
That's cool.
That's
dry brakes are awesome.
That technology used to be really expensive, but now you can get each dry brake put a connector for like $100, which.
Yeah, so the shop tour ended a little abruptly. I turned the camera off, and then I kind of, as I normally do, talked for about another hour. I was actually supposed to come back to the shop and keep packing stuff up, but get distracted. You know, it's one of the things about not being able to shut up. So, anyway, this is going to be the last bit for tonight. This is the end of today's episode. There will be more tomorrow. I'm going to continue to try to stay on this daily schedule as much as possible. Please like, subscribe if you want to see more. Leave any comments down below for things that you want to see me do. If you have a shop or anything around the South Florida area that you'd like me to come visit, maybe do like a little, kind of Q&A. I'm all about trying to go around and help promote things. I mean, my channel's really small at this point. I'm not quite at 500 subscribers yet. But, I would like to just say I appreciate any support that anyone can give or help with me to help get this channel going and moving. I want to try to promote as much local business in the area as possible. And, yeah, anyway, bye for now.